Guys, welcome to Java JSON, and in this video we are going to talk about array strings. Okay, so array string is very important concept in the coding point of view, and whenever you are going to give a coding round, must you have to prepare for the array and string. So even it's a low level company, or you can say medium level company, or what are the products company, there might be a chance to ask the questions related to the array and string. So your thought process regarding the array and string will be clear. Then only you are able to crack, or you are able to solve any problems related to the strings. Okay, so let me start. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is, okay, so if you see here, what is the array? So array is a collection of similar type of the data. I hope you already know about it. Collection of or set of similar type of data, that is called array. In simple words we can say, or somebody people are saying like set of group data with same type. Okay, same type, that is called array. Correct? So if you create any array in Java, for example, you are going to create an array in Java with the help of something called integer, double or float, whatever, ARR, and you have written this syntax, new int, and you have specified the size of array and semicolon. So this is the array you have created. The size of the array is, you have given 5, but here if you see, we have given the size of the array is what, 0 to 8. It means size is 9. So let me put the 9 here. Okay, so size is 9. What we have done is, we have created one indexes of the array. So this is the array we have created with the help of this syntax in Java, and then after the indexing will start always with 0, and it will go 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 7 up to 8, because the size of array is 9. So this is called a indexing, and here we have stored the value in the index of 0, 40, 45, 63, 17. So based on the index we can store the 0 inside the array. It's very easy. Array will show you like the length of the array is 9, first index is 0, last index is 0. Okay, like that you can give. If you want to size of the array, so array having a one variable called length. Okay, so array name dot length, if you write array name, which is ARR dot length, if you write, it will give the size of array. Okay, and blindly you can start any array iteration with the 0 up to array dot length size. Clear? Okay guys, so if it is clear, we are going to the move forward. Okay, so what we can do is like as of now we have understood like what is the array and what is the size of array and how we can create the array also. So if you see, if you want to create a float type of the array, you just have to write here float, whatever the data type, and array name ARR2, and new float, and you can specify here size. So size always be what, sum of the positive value. You can't give any negative value, not negative value. Okay, you don't want to give negative value, only positive, like 5, 10, 20, 30, those values you can give easily. So that is good for that. Okay, let's see this picture. So in this picture, if you see, we have created one array which is integer type. The array name is x. Okay, and we have declared the array, and in that time only we have initialized the array with 34, 21, 2, 66 and 567. We have stored the value. So internally for that we have created internally the array will maintain the one array which is array value, and after that it's maintain the indexing also. So array indexing will start with the 0 and it will go to the index. It will increment 1 by 1 up to 4. So it's a 5 size, so 0 to 4, and this is the address where your array is stored. Okay, so it will always increment based on the size of array. So what is the type? Integer type. So if it is 4 byte, so it's incrementing the 4 4 4 4. So 1000, 1004, 1008, 1012, 1016, like that is incrementing. So that is called a, based on the size it's incrementing of integers. Okay, this is the memory address you can say, and this is the continuous memory allocation it will provide if you go with the array. Okay, let me do something practical. So basically if you go to the Eclipse and create any array, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one array. Okay, int arr1, and this array I will directly assign the value, that is also possible. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can store it simply, and I can print this value also. I can, what we can do, so for printing value, okay, we have to iterate the for loop, and from the for loop we can start int I equal to 0 because indexing will be 0, I less than array name. So array1 is my array name dot length. It's automatically it will maintain internally, we can just use it, that length class dot length variables which is available in array. Okay, and you can write s out. Okay, and here you can print whatever the array you have. So what is the index? So we are reading from the 0, so index value, based on the index value you can print. So first give the array name which is array1 a square bracket, and here you can give the I. So this loop will iterate up to 5 times based on the size of array, and all those values will print array of 0, array of 1, array of 2, array of 3, array of 4, array of 5. Those many times it will iterate, those many times it will print it also, and you can see the output in your console. Let me run it. Okay, so this is the basic way to describe a array I have given you. So what will happen, the array will created, you can create different way array. For example, if you want to create an array arr, okay, you can give the size. You don't want to give size, you can write new int, and you can specify 5. But here you have to assign the value. So how you can assign the value inside the array? So you have to write array of 0 equal to 10, right? And array of 1, manually we are putting all those value, 1 equal to 20, and array of 2, index is 2 equal to 30, and array of 3, not 4, 3 equal to 40, and array of 4 equal to 50. So like that I have assigned the value. If you assign any value which is index number 5, for example, as of now let me format it. So if you see this one, and if I try to print array, not array 1, because this array I want to print value, so I can write here array, not array 1, and let me run this. So once I run this, you can see the output 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. But if I try to here store array of 5, and 5 indexes not exist because my size of array is only 5, so it will create only 5 size of the array, it will not create the 6 size of the array, and 5 index will not exist. And if I try to put any value, anything, and if I run my code, I will get the exception, array out of bound exceptions. Okay, so this is the exceptions we got. Array index out of bound exception because 5 out of bound of the length, it's not available. But here if you increase the size which is 6, it will support. Okay, in the same way, if you not give some of the value, for example 2 value I have not given, and if I try to run it again, what will the output? It's the field we have stored and updated, which is 10, 20, 30, and other field we have not touched, so those by default value will be 0. I hope you understood what is the things we are doing with the help of the array. Okay, while storing, like if you store the array value like that, that is very difficult to store all those value in the array. So what people are doing is, instead of that, they are taking value from the users, and they will iterate one loop, and they will take all this value, and with the help of the I indexing, they will store the data inside the array. That is also possible. So we can do like that. So in our logical coding questions, we can take the value from the users and we can store it. Okay, I hope you understood this concept, what we have done as of now. If you go and talk about double 2D array, so in 2D array we are storing a data as a row value pair. Okay, so this is the column which you are able to see, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. So this is the column and this is the row, row 1, row 2. This is the not a row but row 1, row 2, row 3, correct? So if you start row 1, so we can consider all those elements are a part of the row 1. This is the row 2, this is the row 3. So this matrix, if you see how many columns are there, 4, and how many row are there, 3. So this is 3 by 4 matrix we have. We can say matrix or we can say array also, 2D array. So this is the 2D array. So if you create an object for that array, then you have to mention this is the row and this is the column. Okay, so for example, I have to create a object like that in Java. So what we can do, simply we can write here int arr, and here we have to give 2 square bracket because we are creating a 2D array, equal to new int, and in first we can give the row, and in second box we can give the column. Okay, and through that we can create an object of 2D array in Java. And I hope I have already explained how to calculate the row, how to calculate the column, and what is the indexing they are flowing internally is, if you see here, the index is 0 0. If you go again 0 1, 0 2, 0 3, if you come to the next row, it will consider one row. So 1 0 1 1 1 2 1 3 3 1, if it is third row, 2 0 2 1 2 2 2 3. So this is the indexing they are flowing. Okay, why like that? So if you see, this is the row 1 0 1 2 3, and if you see this one 0 1 2, so row is 3 and this is 4. Okay, so based on that we have given the indexing also. I hope you understood. Okay, 2D array. If you see internally how 2D array will look like, so whenever you create any array with the integers or something other things, okay, so what will happen is we have created here 2D array. So this is 2D array and we have assigned the value directly. So this is the one row, this is the second row, and this is the third row. If you see here also, we have stored the as a row only, row 1, row 2 and row 3. So this is the column 0, column 1, column 2, row 0, row 0, row 0, row 1, row 1, row 1, row 2, row 2, row 2, like that we have denoted. So above, if you go like that, it's a column. If you go down, it's called a row. Okay, and if you see the exactly diagram, so this is one array, and every array having a 3 index cell, and this index cell value is stored here, in the real life. If you denote it, so it will look like that only. Okay, so in one array place we have stored another array, in one array place we have stored another array, in one other index of the array we have stored this value. So that is called a 2D array. Got it? So this is called a 2D array. I hope 2D array you also understood how it will look like, and those value will store inside the heap memory area. Where? Heap memory area in Java. Okay, correct? So let me explain you something like how quickly we can start with the array and how quickly we can start with the 2D array. So for example, we have to take some value in the array and we have to store it. So for example, I have created one 1D array, and this array size should be 5. Okay, and I want to take value in array, take value in array. So many people are confused, so because of that I have to write a code also, array. And what we can do is we have to create a scanner first. For taking the value from the user, definitely we need a scanner. So s equal to new scanner and system dot in we required. Scanner is created. Now what we can do is we can write one for loop which is going to iterate up to the loop which is size of the array. So int indexing we point with, we have a start and I less than equal to what is the array name, so array dot length we can iterate, and I plus plus, and we have to take the value and store inside the array. So we can write array of I, which is first time 0, second time 1, like that it will go. And what we can do is we can take the value from the scanner, so sc dot next int, which type of the data we need to take from the users, so we can denote it. So once it is denoted, what we can do is we can print it, and print the array sum. We have to do the sum of the array. So what we can do, int sum equal to 0 initially, and we can iterate to one more for loop with int I equal to 0, I less than equal to array dot length, and I plus plus. Correct? Correct. And we can write sum equal to sum plus, okay, array of I. We can read each and every element of the array, and we can add inside the sum, and once it is added we can print it. Array sum is plus sum. That's it. Let me run this code and let me show you. So if I run this, there is no console is open, so let me open it manually. So once console is open, we can enter 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, the sum of this value is 150. If you add this one, so 40 plus 10 is how much? 50, and 20 plus 30 is 50. So 50, 50, 50 is 150, and this is the area of sum. We have written a code for that. Okay, in the same way, if you are writing a 2D array, so you can write just 2D. Here also you can represent is if you are writing a 2 by 2 or 3 by 3. So if it is row is 3, column is 3, you can write like that. And here also you can go array dot length, that is fine, but inside this directly you can't store the data. So one more for loop we required for 2D array. Okay, 2D array, which is j. Okay, so what we can do here is we can write let me, my language is changed here. English. Okay, so if you see here, what I am going to do is I am going to take the value in 2D array. So I will write here array of I and j equal to sc dot next int. So it will take all those values, it will store inside the 2D array. And while doing the sum, same thing we have to follow. If it is 2D array, you have to be 2D, two loops it should be, and we can write like that, sum equal to sum of I comma j. Okay, and finally we can print the sum. Let me store the data 3 by 3 array. So this is the 3 by 3 array, so I will enter 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. How much? 3, 3, 3, 9, and 2, 2, 2, 2, 6 or 3, 9. So 9, 9, 18 value. It's given the sum. So like that we can store the data, we can print the data, we can iterate the 2D array, we can iterate the single D array. So this is just an overview I am giving. We will learn in the depth data structures, but this is just an overview I am giving you. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so once you go to here, okay, which is 2D array we have already discussed. Okay, and if you go down little bit, okay, now we can understood what is the array and what is the difference between the strings. So for examples, we have a array and we have a string. So what is the difference between them? Array also is storing as a index point. A string is also stored in the index point. For example, we have a one strings here, okay, which is an array, n array, and n array internally is stored like this one. So this is 0 index, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is also index space only, and this is also occupy the one continuous memory of the block only. Okay, this is also look like a array only. So what is the difference between them? Okay, so if you take the any value from the users as a strings, which is stored in the one of the variables, but internally it will also manage everything in the form of the array only. For example, user is taken some value called string s equal to Java. So Java is a one type of the language. Java having how many words, how many keywords? So it's a 4 keywords. So internally what JVM will do is it will create one array internally, and in this array it will give 4 block, and J will store here, A will store here, B will store here, A will store here, and indexing will be also 0, 1, 2, 3. It will happen, correct? And based on the index you can read the value from the string also. We have a caret method, caret of 0, caret of 1, caret of 2, like that. Okay, and these strings having a one method called length method, which is giving you a size of this strings. So what is the size of this one? The size is 4. Okay, what is the size? Size is 4. Why size is 4? Because for the size, string having a one method called length. So whenever you called s, which is a string name dot length method, it will give the size. But in the array, if you talk about the array having a length variable, and this will give the size with the help of the array name dot length. So this is also a size only. Okay, and here also a size only, but internally it will store the value like that. Okay, understood? Let me show you. So for example, we have a one string class. So let me create one class. Okay, and I will give the name called string test, and inside this class I'm going to create one main methods. Okay, and after that what I will write is I will create one string, and a string s equal to, I will give here Java. Java is a one string value, and I want to print the string. So while printing a string, it's very easy. You can just type s, it will print. There is no doubt in that. Okay, no doubt in that. But if you want to iterate the string, that is also possible. No issue in that. Okay, so what we can do based on the index array, okay, we have a method s dot length, which is I am discussing. It will give the size of this string. Okay, this string size we got, and it will start with the 0 and it will go up to I plus plus increment of the size. And every time what I am going to do is I am going to print s out, s dot caret of I. I is what? First time 0, second time 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Like that it will increment, and it will print all those value which is available inside this string. If you have a Java is a sum, it will print, no doubt in that. Okay, it will print all those value. So like that it will work internally. So while iterating a string, it's a very easy. Okay, you can just use a one for loop, and each and every character you can iterate. Okay, and you can print it. Okay, so it's the same thing like a array only. It will behave like a array. And if you want to take a value from the users, I have already explained how to take a string value. Next line method, we have a scanner class. So through that we can take the value and we can iterate those string also. And one more things I will explain. So whenever we create an object of the string, it will store inside the string constant pool. So in the special memory block we have in Java, it is called a string constant pool, and string constant pool. So whatever the object, if you create a string s equal to Java, those object will go, it will create as an object and it is stored inside the string constant pool, and whenever you access it, it will give you back. Okay, so that is the power, of a string, and how a string will internally maintain it, and how we can use the char method. It's a very important methods, and based on the index you can print it. Okay, you can read the value from the strings with the char method with the help of the string name, s.char_of.name. Okay, so this is the overview I am giving. I am not giving the depth anything. So, okay, just for the basic understanding, like you are able to understand the strings or array class or not. Once you understood, you don't require to learn all those things. Just jump back to the actual concept and you can start working on that. Okay, thank you so much.